Gibraltar is a British overseas territory and headland located at the southern tip of Iberian Peninsula on Spain's south coast. The landscape is dominated by the Rock of Gibraltar, a 426-meter high limestone ridge. The rock is part of the Betic Cordillera, formed about 200 million years ago. The upper half of the rock is mostly green. It is this upper part that has been designated nature reserve. It is an area of considerable natural beauty and one of the main tourist attractions in Gibraltar. In order to enter, you must first pay an entrance fee. There are three ways to enter the reserve: Jews Gate, Maurice Castle and the cable car. I chose the second option via the Maurice Castle. The importance of Gibraltar to both Muslims and Christians lies in the fact that the Moorish invasion and occupation of Europe started from Gibraltar in 711 AD, a conquest led by Tariq ibn Ziyad. The Moorish castle was originally a fortified complex of gates and walls dating back to 1068 AD. Most can still be seen amongst the modern housing built in and around the walls. Through its final recapture by Spain in 1462, Moorish rule was gradually undermined till, with the fall of Granada in 1492, the Moorish occupation of Europe came to an end. The Moorish castle complex is made up of various buildings, gates, fortified walls, and its most dominant feature, the Tower of Homage. The purpose of Tower of Homage was to provide protection for a limited period in case of prolonged siege. Here is where the last stand was to be made, and for this reason there is no extensive living quarters. Although sometimes compared to the nearby Alcazars in Spain, the Moorish castle in Gibraltar was constructed by the Marinid dynasty, making it unique in the Iberian Peninsula. The tower was a place of last retreat where the governor would hold out for as long as possible, awaiting reinforcements. The red floor tiles are from 14th century, as is the cistern which collected rainwater via a series of clay pipes from the roof. The various windows in the tower have been expanded in the more recent times. The City Under Siege exhibition shows how life in Gibraltar was like during the Great Siege between 1779 to 1783. The buildings located here at the exhibition are believed to have been built back during the capture of Gibraltar in 1704, making them the first buildings ever constructed by the British in Gibraltar. One of the most important aspects is the graffiti that can be seen on the walls, the earliest of which dates back to 1726. It is thought that the soldiers in this area used to spend their time drawing graffiti so as not to fall asleep during the long hours of duty, an offense punishable by death in those days. About 50 meters up the road from the exhibition, you will find an old lime kiln which was used back then to heat up 100 cannonballs at once till they were red hot. The Rock of Gibraltar is a Jurassic limestone massif. The abundance of limestone has been exploited as a source of construction material since medieval times. This lime kiln was constructed in the late 19th century or very early 20th century. Originally from the Atlas Mountains and the Rif Mountains of Morocco, the Barbary macaque population in Gibraltar is the only wild monkey population on the European continent. As of 2020, some 300 animals in 5 troops occupy the upper rock area of the Gibraltar Natural Reserve, though they make occasional forays into the town. Although most Barbary monkey populations in Africa are experiencing decline due to hunting and deforestation, their population in Gibraltar is increasing. As they are a tailless species, they are also known locally as Barbary apes or rock apes, despite being classified as monkeys. Standing 340 meters directly above sea level, Gibraltar's skywalk is built on the foundations of an existing World War II base structure. The floor and the balustrade panels are made up of 4 layers of laminated glass. It is designed to withstand wind speeds of over 150 km per hour and can carry the weight of 5 Asian elephants or 340 people standing on it at the same time. It offers breathtaking 360-degree views across the continents. The St. Michael's Cave has enthralled visitors for generations. With battles fought amidst its towering forms, expeditions launched into its expansive depths, and myths woven from the magic of this natural wonder. According to Alfonso Hernandez del Portillo, the first historian of Gibraltar, its name is derived from a similar grotto in Monte Gargano near the sanctuary of Monte Sant'Angelo in Apulia, Italy, where the Archangel Michael is said to have appeared. Ancient Greeks believed this cave was an entrance to Hades, their mythological underworld, some that it was a temple to Hercules. The cave was long believed to be bottomless. This probably gave birth to the story that the Rock of Gibraltar was linked to the Africa by a subterranean passage under the Strait of Gibraltar. The famous macaques were said to have come to Gibraltar through this subterranean passage. It was at one time believed that in 1704, Spanish troops spent a night in the cave after climbing the precipitous east face of the rock. The cave was created by rainwater slowly seeping through the limestone rock, turning into a weak carbonic acid which gradually dissolved the rock. The numerous stalactites and stalagmites in the cave are formed by an accumulation of traces of dissolved rock deposited by water dripping from the ground above. Tiny cracks in the rock's geographical fault grew into long passages and large caverns over thousands of years. It has captivated the imaginations of its visitors since humanity first set foot in its cathedral-like halls. To this day, the cave still has secrets to reveal. If you look directly above you, a wondrous curtain forms the outline of an angel. This was discovered during the creative development of the awakening. Some believe we have found St. Michael the Archangel. Indeed, it would be fate to think that we had located a guardian against the gates of Hades. The experience culminates within the main cavern into a 360-degree projection and light spectacle called the Awakening. Boasting spectacular views over the city and Bay of Gibraltar, the Windsor Bridge suspends proudly over a 50-meter deep gorge. Officially opened on the 21st June 2016, this thrill-seekers attraction is a definite must for all those visiting the Upper Rock Nature Reserve. Although a slight sway or wobble can be felt while crossing the Windsor Bridge, the bridge is thoroughly entrenched on either side by huge supporting anchors that have been driven 12 meters into the rock face. The bridge has a total length of 75 meters, that is equivalent to 7.5 double-decker London buses. To the ancient world, Gibraltar was known as Mons Calpe, one of the legendary pillars created by Hercules, as a religious shrine and as an entrance to Hades. To many, it signified the non plus ultra, which means nothing further beyond, the end of the then known world. The Pillars of Hercules was the phrase that was applied in antiquity to the promontories that flanked the entrance to the Strait of Gibraltar. The northern pillar, Calpe Mons, is the Rock of Gibraltar. The corresponding North African peak not being predominant, the identity of the southern pillar, Abila Mons, has been disputed throughout history, with the two most likely candidates being Monte Hacho in Ceuta and Jebel Musa in Morocco.